Oh boy, folks. This is one ginormous rabbit hole. No, seriously. Brace yourself. Oh, before I start, I'm not gonna play all of it. I'm gonna play part by part, something that is important, because we need to see why. I'll show you. I'm gonna take a recap on this person here.
This woman is literally like a supervillain. She is everywhere.
Okay, so my name is Carla Reyes. My pronouns are she, her. My presentation is not packaged as beautifully as Teddy's, but that's okay because this is my talk and this is Soapbox and it's free form, so it's going to be unstructured. And
So you're at this presentation and you decided that you didn't have to structure your presentation nicely because reasons.
Yeah.
I'm just going to share a little bit about my learnings, and hopefully you feel seen, you feel heard, or it sparks some kind of inspiration or hope or questions.
Okay, let's recap what she said. She couldn't even make a presentation or something, but I don't know. Is she bad at it? That's up for debate. And also, let's see. Designer, creative director, DJ, lucid dreamer, I don't know what that is. But I have to say one thing. Regardless what you want to say, the question you have to ask yourself this. Okay, look, you can't make a woke video game. You have to ask them, before you make these games, do your kind will buy these games? Let's say illegal immigrants. Do you think those immigrants will buy games like, I don't know, Take Us North, Dustborn? That's the question you have to ask yourself.
Excuse me, hi, member of the audience. What exactly is your presentation about?
I don't know yet.
All she just said was, hopefully it inspires you, whatever. Can you give us a little explanation about what your presentation is about? No. Here's my pronouns, though. You didn't ask for them, but here they are.
Also, hi, Wings!
We know you're watching.
Challenges, whatever it is, we're here to feel. Yeah, just a bit about my background first. So I started in AAA. I was at Square Enix and Niantic as a designer. And I always was excited about video games having the immense opportunity to drive cultural change. I believe like entertainment shapes culture, and since video games are the largest entertainment medium in the world, I feel we really have this responsibility to, educate potentially or inspire.
Basically, what she wants is to kick the nerds out. The moment the nerds got kicked out and the suits came in, it's no longer about video games anymore. That's the reason why most gamers, they either now looking for alternatives such as indie, AA, and games made in the East. Well, yes, there will be Battlefield fans or anything, but you guys should know, every gamers, doesn't matter whether you're a fan of Battlefield 6 or Battlefield 4 or Call of Duty, whatever it is, you are craving for alternative, okay? Because if one of your favorite game fails, you have to look for alternative. There's no other option.
How about you have a responsibility to make a good video game? It's like, no. We have the biggest medium here. We need to use it to educate you and inspire people, which is fine. You can do that. But how about making a good game first? No?
Just shift hearts and minds in general. So I've always tried to align myself with organizations that are values aligned. So I've done a lot of advocacy work in the industry as well. If you're familiar with organizations, Code Coven and Wings.
Boo! Hiss! Boo! Wings! Boo! Tomato!
How dare Code Coven appropriate from Wicca?
Square Enix is lost.
To game developers, and I found myself encountering barriers, like many of us I'm sure have.
You want to tell you something really cool. If you're encountering barriers trying to push social propaganda into your video games, then maybe you should have, I don't know, what's the word I'm looking for? Made video games first, like good video games.
And this is something I'm gonna say even when it comes to games such as Battlefield or anything, okay? Doesn't matter whether you need Battle Royale, multiplayer, live service, whatever it is, gamers want good game, okay? That's it. That's all we ask for. We don't want slops after slop. Yes, you can have live service or single player, doesn't matter. Gamers want good game. Gamers doesn't care what genre it is. As long as it is a good game, that's it.
Yes, but they don't know how to do that.
Guys, I'm trying to fit this square peg in a round hole, and it wasn't made to go here, but I need it to fit here.
Throughout our experiences in game dev, but particularly within larger organizations, maybe more monolithic bureaucratic practices. And that was why I ultimately decided to pursue the indie dream or nightmare, or both, right, the fun of it, and start my own little studio, which is called Anima Interactive. And we focus on socially conscious storytelling. I'm going to take a moment to shamelessly plug our project because, again, this is my talk. And I think, I'm not a marketing
This is my talk at your event. I'm going to plug my game because of me.
I have to ask you guys one question, folks. How the hell do people like this get away with it? Generally, people keep running their mouth, yet they get away with it. They get hired.
And truthfully, I think a lot of indie devs don't take that much time to externalize their work that much. I've observed that a lot. And so I do want to take a moment to talk about this project. We are currently developing a game that is about the journey of migrants and asylum seekers on their way to cross the US-Mexico border. So obviously a very heavy-hitting topic, but the way that we're doing it is, obviously trying to foster empathy and raise awareness about the nuance and complexity behind migration across the US-Mexico border. It's something that's deeply personal to myself and many of our team members.
Really? Then why did you hide everything? Why did you, I don't know, hide your social media or anything? You know what? I think I'm gonna skip the part where it's, I don't know. You know what? Let's let her talk.
This can be a whole other talk in itself, but, it's very grounded in reality.
You said this will be a whole other talk in itself. Honey, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is this talk meant to be about?
I actually don't know. I really don't know. All I'm hearing is a bunch of words. I don't know what I'm doing. Words, blah, blah, blah.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
This reminds me of that last one we did where Sweet Baby Ink steals from books.
Or something similar, or any of the other GDC panels that we've covered.
These people, I don't even know what your talk is. You denounced yourself and said, I like activism. That's what so far I've heard.
Again, we are conducting extensive interviews with migrants with lived experience, and it's really more than a game. I think we're trying to weave together a community, and we are collaborating with other studios. So it was awesome that Teddy was talking about the power of collective and small independent.
The question is, will these migrants that you mentioned that share your beliefs are going to buy the game? And most importantly, what about the performance issues? Look, it doesn't matter whether it's indie, AA, or AAA games. If the game is playable, then many people will just excuse it. This game, Take Us North, is unplayable. Well, good luck in the unemployment line.
In studios, that's something that we've been experimenting with in our studio as well. We've collaborated with smaller teams. Subliminal Games, if you're familiar, they made an awesome game called Button City. They're making Button City Soccer Days.
Wings alert. Button City by Subliminal Games was a Wings-funded game.
Oh, really?
What a small world. By the way, Button City has blocked me on Twitter because, no, can't have the big mean master of a GDS coming in and looking at our stuff. Hate to break it to you, blocking me on Twitter doesn't do anything anymore because I can still see your posts.
Thank God to Elon Musk. This is what happens when they get backlash. Also, Asmongold reacted. I think, in my opinion, they knew Asmongold is reacting. Okay, we have to hide. Delete everything. My theory is that they knew if Asmongold reacted to their Gamescom trailer of Take Us North, it's gonna get roasted. Everyone will roast it. The game will fail. That's the reason why they hide all their social media. They lock everything. This is getting deeper, folks.
And you just let me know that I'm looking at you. So thanks.
Shout out to them. Shout out to 512 Studios who are here in the room, who came all the way from Guatemala. They've been awesome collaborators as well. That's also part of my values. Having done a lot of advocacy work, is trying to amplify new voices, empower game developers in countries where there aren't, as many opportunities or access to industry infrastructure, and just see how we can all uplift each other. I know community is a big through line here, so you'll hear me talk about it more.
All we've been hearing you do
values-driven development. Whatever your values are, whether it's mental health, equitable pay, diverse hiring, this is something that I've realized is both empowering and exhausting, right?
Hi, again, audience member here. What does this have to do with video games?
I don't know, but buzzword.
To constantly adhere to them, and you have to question yourself and challenge. So as an example, I just mentioned that I value mentoring and training maybe less experienced developers from underrepresented backgrounds. That can be very costly and challenging at times, but it's also very rewarding.
So what you just said was hiring people from diverse backgrounds can be very expensive and very hard, but it's also rewarding.
The question is, look, it doesn't matter who you hire. The problem is, look, can they do the job? That's the one thing you have to ask yourself. Can they do the job? If they cannot, then why bother hiring them?
But then you also get mad that people aren't doing it. Maybe because their games don't have a budget for it, and maybe because also they want to hire the best people for the job. not to say, look, we're diverse and inclusive. By the way, our games like a Flash animation.
And so it means that I have to sometimes accept imperfection as well. Just like this talk, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Japanese kind of philosophy of wabi-sabi, but there's beauty in imperfection, and it's okay to be messy. And I think that's something that we as indies can do. We can experiment, we can explore, and I want to lean into that. Okay, so the burnout cycle. This is something that I think all of us perhaps.
Okay, I think we're not gonna skip on this. We're gonna skip a bit after this. Now listen here, folks. I thought Games Developers Com or the GDC was all about gamers or games. What is this? Then again, we all know the GDC is nothing more than people shouting to the roof about them getting laid off or the market is about to replace them. I had to ask, how come many indie studios, or in this case indie AA, that do good, aka they just keep creating, never got invited? Yet, they continue to create. They give values to the customer, give value to the gamers. Okay, we're skipping.
At least you're listening.
These are great that Lacey and Teddy have already mentioned these. I can tell you a little bit about what we've done at our studio. So we really believe in game jams, and game jams being a space and forum for people to experiment. And so we hosted a game jam last year, which was focused on justice. So the prompt was really just to explore creating interactive media, thinking about different lenses of justice, and the games that came out of it and the community that arose from it.
Did you just use a Muslim? Oh, now this is triggering for me, folks. This is insulting. I never heard of this.
It was really beautiful, and it was completely built from scratch. We had 100 developers from 20 countries participate. There was one project that was about reproductive rights and crossing the Texas state line because somebody had to get an abortion. There was a team from Palestine.
You heard what she just said. They made a video game that is about reproductive rights where you cross the Texas border to get an abortion. And the game is over there. It's called Crossing Lines, okay? It exists. It is available right now on itch.io. And here's what it says. Weave through traffic in this narrative driving experience. Your teenage sister shows up at your college dorm in a panic. She needs help. But because of the state's strict abortion ban, she doesn't know where to go or what to do. After managing to secure an appointment in Colorado, you pile into your mother's old station wagon, hoping to make it there on time. As you attempt the long, intimidating journey, the story of the sisters and their bond unfolds. Let's put aside the political aspect for a minute, okay? I know people have a lot of opinions about this, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Please explain to me how in the world you are going to make a video game about crossing the Texas border to get an abortion and make it a game that anybody would find interesting.
I don't know, but it is real.
I literally have no words. Again, I know people have a lot of opinions about the politics side of this, and we're not going to get into that too much because I'm not trying to get overly political.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the fact that literally there is no game that you can make out of this premise that would be a video game. This is not a video game.
Honestly, it's not even a visual novel.
It will not be. What are these people are thinking? I've lost for words. I hit just short circuit. I couldn't even think about a talking point. Jesus, what the hell? This virtue signaling really needs to stop.
Talk about the peaceful and cultural values of Palestine, and during a very time when this geopolitical topic was very relevant. I think this is kind of a manifestation of what indie development can be, and
yeah, this is a manifestation of what indie development can be. Making a game about crossing into the Texas state line to get an abortion. Yes, that's what video games. Guys, are you not sold on this? Do you not want to support?
I swear to God, people like this give Palestine a worse name. All these protests, I don't know if they're helping. Look, I support Palestine, okay? But I don't support Hamas. I mean, don't you see what they're doing? I'm not going to get too far into that. Tectode, Asmongold, and even more Pegasus has already covered that, which I'm not getting into that. But I have to say, people like this really, or in this case, really insulted Palestinians. This virtue signaling is not helping us. I'm gonna finish this up if I can.
All this, you're going to play a video game where you drive across the border to get your sister an abortion.
Sounds like fun. Not.
That's the game.
Don't you want to play?
Another thing that I think is important is that because video games are the largest entertainment medium in the world, there are a lot of eyes on games, right? Outside of...
Yes, and that's why there are a lot of eyes on you. And when we put eyes on you, you mysteriously disappeared, deleted everything. But
Run
wait,
like a coward.
if you're saying this is how amazing game devs could be and all this kind of stuff, then what are you hiding from?
Indeed.
traditional
Ironic, isn't
games
it?
investors. And I think we should try to explore and think outside the box. So as an example, I've encountered a lot of organizations within the broader film and television space that are now wanting to invest in games.
boy.
In our case, because we're more impact-oriented nonprofits and different foundations, but there are alternative sources for funding that we should be exploring.
Like Wings Interactive, like the UN, like government grants.
And there's a lot to be said about potentially investing in game jam prototypes too, right? This is a great way to just experiment and rapid prototype. And one of the sponsors of this game jam actually ended up investing in further developing one of the prototypes that came out of the jam. So,
Yep, and there you have it, guys.
What
One
was
of the
it?
people involved in this game jam came out and invested in one of the games there.
And do you know who it was and which game it was?
No, I do not. But the point, because they're being careful not to say anything, but put it this way, guys. You wonder how these people find each other? She just gave it to us. They make these game jams for socially diverse whatever, and there are companies that Sweet Baby Inc. are involved with, or other Wings or whatever, that fund this stuff, and they all find each other, and then someone goes, you made a game that's social justice? We'll pay money for it.
it's just one approach,
Unbelievable.
and I think it's worth talking about.
That is
So,
shocking.
I will leave you all with a dose of hope, just reminding you about the project and everything.
A dose of hope? I'm sorry. I hope you never ever make a game again.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully that is.
Sure.
And again, JTech TV, if you're watching this, remember, I don't need to steal your content just to make my video. I can react to either Joe from Seattle, Gara, because I don't need to. Because I don't need to see your videos just to prove that PlayStation fanboys are done. Console exclusive is done. But besides the point, okay? So here's the thing. What can we do, folks? Well, the only thing we can do is keep shining the light, because ask yourself this. If they say they were happy, they were proud of their creation, then why did they hide? Why did that creator, Kayla, what's her name? Carla Reyes, if she is proud of the game she made, then why hide? I'm gonna assume one thing. Carla Reyes, I've heard that whatever games, or in this case, whatever video that is involved in their game that Asmongold is reacting, you know what, let me try that again. I think Carla Reyes must have seen many games that, or many Sweet Baby Inc. games, whatever it is, that were reacted to Asmongold were kaput. She knew. Carla Reyes knew if Asmongold reacted to this, to her game at Gamescom, her game is cooked, 100%. You can't make a good game or a woke game, doesn't matter it is. But understand one thing. Ask yourself this, before you make these woke video games, do you think that the people that champion you, or in this case, the people that you support the cause, such as the LGBTQ community or even the illegal immigrants, will they buy it? That's the real question you have to ask yourself. Will the LGBTQ community or the illegal immigrants buy games such as Take Us North?
看看里面有什么。
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games, or perhaps you like trending topics. Visit my second, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.